So here we've got a new feature, which is looking at driving tests, and this driving test is a Newcastle one, and it's 1422. Unfortunately, this ended up as a foul, but we're here to point out the reason why they foul and just some other interesting things to look at on the way round the test route. So you come out of the gate here at the test centre and then down to the end of the road. On this one, we're going to turn right. Now, this is a really busy junction here, so make sure that you are prepared, as in doing your driving lessons, practicing plenty of these junctions. So these emerging junctions, really important. And use little tips like if you would walk across, you would drive across, making sure you're looking both ways, moving your head so you've got no points that are being covered up by the pillars. All pretty good. Very common here. Normally, somewhere down this road, you're going to be pulled up at some point. So maybe you're told to pull up where it's safe, legal, and convenient. So use your MSM routine and pull up safe, legal, and convenient, reasonable distance from the curb. If you have used a signal, make sure you've turned it off. Very common to be pulled up just a few minutes from the test centre. And then when you pull off, make sure you use that POM routine. So you've prepared the car, you observe, make sure the final check is in your blind spot. So here, really important, if you just look, we've just passed a 40. So we're going left. As you enter the new road here, there are no more speed limit signs. So that speed limit of 40 that we saw is now the speed limit, 40 miles an hour. So there are street lights. So people sometimes say to me, oh, the street lights is 30. Yeah, that's correct. But there is also a reminder sign. So reminder signs are the little signs that pop up at certain distances. Another way of knowing that it's 40 is if you look very carefully into the side roads, then them side roads are 30, so there would have to be a 30 sign there. Difficult to see from the camera, I know, but if you look into the left, that side road there, there's a 30 sign there. So if that road's 30, you know that this road has got to be a little bit faster. So there's 40 for you. So we're coming to a roundabout now. So again, I can't see any more speed limit signs. So that means at the moment I'm still 40. But if you look to the road on the left, then you can see a 30 sign there. So that road's 30, but this road continues on being 40. So we're coming down to the M6 roundabout now, and we're going to turn left at this roundabout. Um, you can go straight, never really going to go right onto the motorway. They don't take you on the motorway on driving tests. Although you can go on motorways if your driving instructor is fully qualified and you are up to the standard, which is always good. We take pupils on the motorway. So see here, the national speed limit sign. Very easy to fall for this little trick here. So we're going left. So in our head, we might have clicked and gone, right, national speed limit, wicked. I'm all good. Okay. But as you go on the road, 50. Okay. Should see that. That's well marked. But if you've missed it, you could potentially think it's 60. Now, apart from failing your test here, there is also another issue that could happen, and that is average speed cameras. Average speed cameras work really well in reducing the speed. I think it's cut down people speeding on this road by an awful lot, a big percentage, right? But the way that average speed cameras work are that there is a distance between those yellow cameras, okay? There's a certain distance, whatever it is. Now, at a certain speed, at 50 miles an hour, it's going to take a certain amount of time. So if you do it quicker than that, they know you're speeding and you're going to get a ticket through the post. What happens if you get a ticket in your driving test? Oh, blimey. Well, hopefully not, but it's you. You're the driver. So you'll get the ticket. And yes, you can get speeding tickets on a provisional license. So as you can see, we're on a driving test and we are staying on the A500 for quite a distance. So quite a distance. So although we know that this test was full of signs, if you're on the sat nav here, potentially it's 4 out of 5 cars that are going to get the sat nav, you will hear the sat nav say, keep right. So as you come to slip roads, the sat nav will say, keep right, keep right. Now, it has happened in the past where people think keep right is actually in the right hand lane. No, it's not. If you look at the road in front of us, the A500 is the two roads, and with the broken lines there, that's a different road. So the sat nav would have been bear left or keep left. But keep right means just stay on the carriageway. Now, coming off that Sidaway roundabout, there's a slip road that's very, very short actually. So be really careful here that when you come down, there'll be lots of vehicles potentially coming off here and they haven't got much room. So you've got different options. You could change lanes. If it's clear behind, you can get over, or you could ease off your gas and they will be looking in their mirrors hopefully and see that we will stay in the same size and they will go ahead. Or if you've got room, you can accelerate if you've got that speed in the tank and move forward. But that was good. No problems there. So we're still on the A500 again. Long way down. Long way down. So here we're now eventually coming off the A500 and we are following up towards Shelton. So A52. So we're coming out of the average speed camera area now. So we're looking out for other speed limits signs. There we go. So now we're back into a 30. Lots of road markings here, but stay cool. Okay. So we're either going to be in the left or the right. So that means we're going left because we've obviously been told to go into the left or follow signs, but we're definitely in the left here. So now we would be following back to Newcastle. Looks like we've stopped a little bit far back on this, so this could be one of the driver faults. Okay, that wasn't the give way. The pedestrians had already gone, so seems like there was a little bit of confusion there. So we will deal with that on the next lesson. And now we're heading back to Newcastle. So we've had a big section on the A500 and we're heading to Newcastle. Okay, so very good. We've stopped at the traffic lights. When there's two stop lines, the first forward one is for bicycles, but we stop at the one the one that's first that we come to really. So we're now heading up to Victoria Road. So these traffic lights here are cause a lot of congestion actually, especially when people are turning right. So it's normally down Victoria Road. It can be quite congested around here, this little area, especially in rush hour periods. Okay, so we're coming to a roundabout now. Now you may be told right second exit because it's past 12 o'clock, or straight ahead, or just a second exit. Okay, um, but it's the second exit heading to Newcastle. Now you can see we've now entered a 20 zone. So potentially, if you're concentrating on the roundabout, you could miss that. That's missable. So make sure you know this area. Make sure you're looking out for them. 20 is painted on the floor as well. So they've obviously really controlling this area now, slowing it down. Lots of road markings, lots of 20s, so you know it's 20. Now, as we come down here, the one and only foul on this test was here, coming up. Okay, so if you look really carefully ahead, there is a junction, and there. we go straight through. Now, I should imagine at that point the examiner was really looking quick to the right, making sure it was clear, but so it's no excuse for the pupil. You should have seen that, and that was your foul point, and that's done. But if you look back at it, there was signs, there was road markings, and that comes under observations junctions. Number one foul point in the UK. So if you're taking your test, be familiar with this area. Really important. So here's an interesting one. At this roundabout, we're going straight ahead. It's like I try and tell my pupils, this is a good tippy. If you see the white line, but you're not sure how many lanes there are, if you stick by the white line on your right, it's now gone zigzag, that will put you in the perfect lane for going straight ahead if the left lane is only for left. If the left lane is not for left, it's just straight ahead, that system will still work. Really good. So try and get on the left because you've got those vehicles trying to get overtake or going right. And then normally, very common here, the next road is the next roundabout. We're going to go right, which I think we will. Yep, I think I can begin to see them getting over. So that's good. And that's by the View Cinema. So you are now going right here. Um, really need a 360 camera, don't we? So we can move around, or they do make me feel a bit sick, 360-degree cameras. So we're coming off down here, so make sure you check your middle mirror, then left mirror, and in we come. Zebra crossings, be really aware, this is so busy. And then it looks like we are going straight ahead. So a couple of things to be really, really wary here if we're going straight ahead. The speed limit, this area here, street lights, no other signs, is 30. Look out for speed limit changes as you go along this road. So sort of darky, woody, country thing, houses are set back. Very easy to think that this is more than 30. Very easy to fall into that. But you've got to go by the rules, street lights, no other signs, then it's 30. Okay. You see the lines in the middle, they've made them wide. Okay, what they're trying to do, that's a road, it's kind of making the road seem smaller, making our lanes seem smaller. So it brings down your speed. The smaller your lane, the your 30 seems okay. If it's big, 30 seems really slow. So still 30 because there's street lights, no other signs. And now you're coming into an area where you think, yeah, this is definitely 30. It's just when you go through this bits where there's no houses, that you can doubt yourself. but remember the street lights are the key, and then looking into the side roads. If there's no other sign telling you that new road is 30, then you're pretty much 100% guaranteed um, that it's 30. Okay, I go on about this because on this area here, you wouldn't think it, but people do speed. Okay, for whatever reason. So we're pulling up again. So this would be another, and this potentially could have been pull up where you think it's safe, legal, and convenient. So to me, that does seem safe, legal, and convenient. Not over the driveway, not opposite any cars, not opposite a road. So I think we're happy there. And then using that POM routine, and we should be back. So roundabout, straight ahead. So we need to keep that position in the left. Good. And we go straight ahead. Now, this is another area where people mess up because they look and they think, look at this road, houses set way back, loads of bushes, big old road, it's got to be 40. It's not. Remember the rules, street lights, no other signs. Sorry for saying it again and again, but it's really important. But this road, looking further ahead now, will become a 40. Now, sometimes they turn you off before the 40. I'm not sure about this one. Um, and sometimes you go into the 40. So we'll have a look. We'll see what happens. Okay, so look at this road. We know that it's 30. And then here we go. We're turning off. So the 40 starts just up there. So we didn't go into the 40. We stayed in the 30. But that road a little bit further on still looks the same, but it's 40. So another bit of pulling up, safe, legal and convenient. Looks pretty good. So that's 3 times now. So again, make sure you're practicing that for your tests. Really important. MSM routine and the POM routine pulling off. But the safe, legal and convenient bit is really important. So when they say safe, legal and convenient, don't just pull up anywhere because you can end up over a drive or opposite a junction or within 10 meters of a junction outside. Look for the place you're going to pull up, then use the MSM. So the next one is pulling up again, but this time you normally be told to pull a little bit closer to the car in front. Okay, that is potentially is moving off at an angle. So moving off at an angle is when they get you to pull reasonably near a car and then pull out without hitting the car and out going too wide. If your examiner does tell you to disregard the driveway, then that is perfectly fine. I don't. We don't record the audio in the car, so I'm only guessing what was happening here. I would strongly recommend you practice these junctions, emerging junctions. As you can see, can be quite difficult. Sometimes you get the break, but definitely practice these. Make sure you have good practice on all of these. Again, observation junctions, it's right up there. Well, it is actually the top number one foul point. So another really important point here, we're heading back to the test centre, okay? So we've come out this way and now we're heading back this way. So you can see there's a 40 sign there, okay? But we're going straight ahead. So it's the two roads on the left and the right that are 40. It's about saving money really. So you put that 140 sign there, which means that you don't have to put the 40 sign on the two roads. You only have to put another 30 sign on the road that we're going down. So you've saved, let me have a think. I think you've saved a sign or two signs. See, so can you see you come into the new road now, it's 30. So you imagine you see the 40 and then you miss that sign and then you think it's 40. But remember the rule, street lights, no other signs. So now we're going back to the test centre. Sometimes you get another pull up here. I don't know whether we will. I see. So back to the test centre. And you're looking at the test between 35 to 40 minutes, at least out for 30 minutes of actual driving into the test centre. Now, you may have noticed on this one, there was no reversing manoeuvre. So this one gets a reverse park on the test centre, which was fine. So just a quick debrief. At the end of that, there was quite a few driver faults, but the main issue was the observation junctions just driving straight through. So a little bit of work there to get on before the next test. Thank you for listening.